How's it going, everybody? This is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions, and welcome to your early look at the Marvel solicitations for collected editions for December, last month of the year, 2024. So big thank you to the folks at Marvel for sending us this information early. This will be available everywhere in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to let my wonderful panel introduce themselves. We are missing one. Whenever he gets in here, we will let him in. But let's just go in order. So to my right is...
Hello, I'm Crisis with a K. I'm known throughout the comic book internet for liking everything except for that one thing that you like. I write all the time at crushingcrisis.com, which is this week celebrates 24 years of publishing under the same masthead and 14 years of crushing comics with guides to all of your favorite Marvel, many of your favorite DC, and even some of your favorite indie books. I'm here with some of my favorite people across the earth today. I'm so excited to be awake and online.
Hello.
Max, your turn.
Yeah, it's me, amateur exotic dancer Max Appleman. Now, when I'm not working the room in my booty shorts, I write, arrange, and perform music. That's right, WAP. I wop all over the place. If you want to check out some of the music I do, you can click on the links by my provided by my brother from another mother and professional juggalo, James Abel. When I'm not doing that, I like to read books with bright colors and pretty pictures. Otherwise, I lose my focus.
Jess's hand is getting tired.
It's like,
Tyler, what about you, buddy?
I thought it was,
Please go next. Please go next.
All right. I'm Tyler. I used to be on 1/4 of Tweaks, which is This Week and X on Crisis channel. I have recently launched my own YouTube channel reviewing primarily single issues of X books. I'm the one who refused to admit that I'm old, but I look super old. So, you know, not as old as my buddy here.
Are you pointing to me from over there?
Yes. On my screen, it looks like you.
I'm the uncanny or adorable. I mean, I'm on the adorable Omni Dog. I stole Omar's name that I gave.
How much are you going to take from me, man? I'm giving you so much already. All right, go ahead. Who are you?
Omni Dog's Vault, separating readers from their money since 2017. And I happen to know that Peter hates much more than just the one thing I like. He hates everything I like. So I'm interested to watch this show and see what he tears apart.
To be fair, though, Jess, your taste in things are just questionable, to say at least. But that's okay. I also don't agree with a lot of what Peter has to say, though. Nor Max. Max hasn't even said anything yet. Something about booty shorts from there. So welcome, everybody. Today we are going to be talking about the solicitations for December from Marvel Comics. This, as I said a little bit earlier, will be available everywhere in a couple of weeks, usually about the middle of the month, but they give us early access exclusively to take a look at the collected editions. By the way, if you're going to ask, did I send the massive list over to Marvel? I did, and they're looking at it. So for like additions and suggestions that we all came up with whenever Jess, Peter, and Lars and I did the show, I wrote everything down that people, more than one or two people wanted. And so they're looking at it. So I don't know what they'll add, whatever they decide is up to them. We did our job, though. It's impeccable. Your taste in indie comics like what, Spawn and Wild. What are we talking about here?
That's more my gig.
No.
Oh, you're the Wild
Poo Poo, Omar. Come on, get with it.
And just like
Eisner
that,
winner, right? Eisner winning Pee Pee Poo Poo.
Eisner winning Pee Pee Poo Poo. You want me to pull some more of those indie comics out? Okay, I don't think you need.
No, we just got demonetized because of that title. Thanks a lot, jerk.
I didn't come up with it. It's their name.
Oh, big thank you to my buddy Dom, who created the thumbnail and also manager of the channel. How dare I? So documentation. And oh yes, comic releases. Thank you for that. All right. Max has one cheerleader. Right. That was your mortal enemy. The Spawn slander. It's uncalled for. Okay, I think Spawn making medieval Spawn making over $1 million in one day. I don't think it matters what I think of Spawn. So, let's go ahead and start this party, and then we will let Curtis in when he gets here. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and make it just a little bigger. Is that big enough, everybody?
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Big one. Silver Surfer Return to the Spaceways Omnibus. So this is really Silver Surfer Omnibus Volume 2. Collecting Silver Surfer, the one shot, the Silver Surfer 1 through 33, annual 1 and 2, Marvel graphic novel Silver Surfer 1 and 2, the Silver Surfer Enslavers, Fantastic Four 325, Supervillain Classics #1, and material from Epic Illustrated, Marvel Comics Presents, and Marvel Fanfare 51. How many strikes does Curtis get? He's moved up. He's got 4 strikes. He's 4 strikes guy. That's okay. I love Curtis, so he gets 4 strikes. Strike 1 is being late, though. Strike 1 is being late. Oh, speak of the devil.
There he is. Perfect timing. Get him, Curtis.
Yeah.
What am I late for?
Yeah, how dare you? All right.
He was saying mean things about you, Curtis. You just caught him.
1,360 pages, $150. This is it's missing one book, and it's because I know people have asked me, but I think it's already a no. And that's the graphic novel by Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. That was not published by Marvel. I think it was Curtis. You're the historian here.
Fireside.
Is it Fireside?
Fireside books.
Yes. Fireside. Thank you so much. So apparently, I think that one is off the table, unfortunately.
I mean, that book aside, this is really everything we've always wanted, everything we've always mapped. It catches all of that little stuff from the 80s. The Marvel graphic novels, it has Parable. I mean, this is of course the epics have established this, but it was never necessarily going to be the case that the omnibus would collect all that 80s stuff. It could have very easily just started with the ongoing series in 1987. So I think if you're a Surfer fan, this is everything you've ever wanted in terms of post Stan Lee Silver Surfer.
And this is strike 2 for Curtis. If you have the epics, you've had these comics collected for a while now. Just saying.
That's a strike.
Hashtag Team Epic. You come for one of us, you come for all of us, Omar.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I forgot. That's strike 3 for Curtis. He gets one more. All right, moving on.
What's going on? What did I miss here? What were my first strikes?
Yeah, you haven't even got to the second book yet, and you're already striking out. Fantastic Four Doom 2099, or what I like to call Doom 2099 with a side of Fantastic Four. Oh my gosh, this is a fatty. Woo! Doom 2099 1 through 44, Fantastic Four 1 through 8. That's the 2099 series. I honestly thought it was only 6 issues, because when they sent me the solicits, I was like, oh, this is wrong. It's got to be. Nope, there's 2 issues I've never read. And 2099 Apocalypse, Fantastic Four 413, and material from 2099 Unlimited 5 through 8, 2099 Special World of Doom. Missing here are, I think, 3 one-shots that you all suggested, but I did email them. I mean, it's already a big book, 1,448 pages, $150. The entire Fall of the Hammer crossover is also missing.
We don't want it.
But it's missing from here. It's already collected in Spidey 2099. I know.
Do we need it in every one of the 2099 omnibuses?
No,
Every character's not in every issue?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're arguing over this already.
We've
talked about the importance of missing issues. What if you're just a Doom guy or lady that only wants to collect Doom and doesn't want to collect Spidey and loves Fall of the Hammer for some reason?
Well, that specific person will be very disappointed. You are correct.
We talked about them being in the catalog. They are officially solicited, which is what you want to see. What you don't want to see is canceled. We don't like to use those words around here.
This isn't a DC show, Omar.
Oh, dude. Crushing Crisis does not speak for Near Mint Edition if DC is watching this later. But we know you're watching because you took our maps and you made it your own. So good on you. At least we're getting
for the record, Doom's reading order in the Hammer to Fall of the Hammer. It's not a Queen song. The Fall of the Hammer crossover is Ravage 14, X-Men 5, Doom 14, and then Punisher 13.
He plays a big crucial part of that story.
He's
though.
not even in the Spider-Man issue. Okay, that's it. I'm done.
All right. Already arguing, not even in the third book. I like that Curtis has remained quiet though, because he started up.
I'm gonna wait for I'm gonna wait for Doom 2099 to come to Epics.
Of course you are.
Oh, 29.
Celebrating 60 years of Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. comes Marvel May 1965. So this is another one of those books that collects the month and the year that these books were published. So a lot, there is a lot of the stuff that has been collected before, like Strange Tales. Well, we got Strange Tales 135, Tales to Astonish number 70. Those will be full too. They won't just be like one story. X-Men 12, Journey into Mystery 118, Patsy and Hetty. We're looking at towards the end of that, right? Tyler, I brought you in for a reason. How long did Patsy and Hetty go? You have a channel. It's called What's the name of your channel again?
You know who expose.
Right. And you talk about nothing but Patsy and Hetty and modeling with Millie, right? Millie the model.
Well, I've not published any of those videos, so you need to subscribe so that you can see them when I present them.
You better
They're behind
deliver
a paywall.
Yes, a paywall.
Just so you know, Millie the model goes to issue 130 and modeling with Millie 40, Patsy Walker 122. There's plenty of issues for Millie the model buses. You've got at least 3 model buses right there. Millie the model. Let's go. Come on, let's get serious.
This is the final issue then.
Well, frickin' frick.
So 496 pages, $100. Like this stuff has been there's some issues in here that have never been collected. Like what Jess was just talking about a little bit earlier. Mainly the modeling with Millie, Patsy Walker, Kid Colt Outlaw, Two Gun Kid, and Millie the model. The final issue, and Patsy and Hetty and Rawhide Kid. And Curtis, this is towards the end of that era, right? By 1966, those are phased out. The Westerns and
those disappear pretty quick after this. Now, I think the thing I really liked about the earlier one, like the 1961 volume, was that they didn't have superheroes established at that time. So majority of that book was uncollected material. This one has 7 issues that are uncollected. But
everything
if they keep on collected. Yeah, if they keep on jumping forward into the future with 1966, 1967, then it's going to be all superheroes pretty soon. And the draw for a lot of collectors, I think, unless you're superhero fans, I guess, would be that it's all stuff that's readily available in many other collections.
Wait, there's not epic collections of Millie the model. That you're
There's
not
nothing.
that.
There's no massive.
Okay.
Nothing.
I just wanted to make sure you didn't have some trick up your sleeve where you were going to go, oh, but she exists in epic collections.
No,
Can you imagine that? That'd be amazing.
I do.
I'd buy those epics.
I love the standard of this.
So I could use some westerns. Some Western epics would be great.
Sure.
All of the whole stable of Marvel artists are on those, and I'm a big Archie fan. So the Millie the model stuff with all of the classic Archie artists and stuff would be great too.
Moving on to Giant Size Marvel Omnibus celebrating, my gosh, 50 years of X-Men. Giant Size X-Men #1. So some of this stuff has been collected before. Giant Size Superstars #1, Fantastic Four 2 through 5, Giant Size Superheroes featuring Spider-Man, and Giant Size Spider-Man 1 and 4 through 5. These eventually become annuals, right, Curtis? Like Giant Size X-Men and Giant Size Spider-Man.
Some titles.
In some cases, yes. In some cases, no. And sometimes it's called King Size, and they were pretty loose with the titles. I don't know why they're collecting just the ones called Giant Size. Probably because of Giant Size X-Men.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's why.
Well, this was part of, we're a couple years into the Marvel magazines at this point. And so Giant Size was like a specific newsstand play to put out these issues that were kind of standalone, almost more like British annuals. that had big stories in them that were not part of the continuing line. Some of the books stopped having annuals when they were doing this. Some of the books, these were effectively the annuals. Some of the books never had annuals. So it's kind of a little uneven across the line how they were treated.
It's going to be an interesting collection because these stories, well, I mean, if you look at Avengers, right? Like Avengers is part of a ongoing storyline from the from the monthly issues. There's a couple, it's not alone though. There's a couple of other stories like that in here. Surprised, since this is a celebration of giant size, and I completely get it, like X-Men, why they don't have even the cover to 2 or 3 and 4. Maybe it'll contain material from 3 and 4, which were drawn.
But they're not from the 70s.
Well, it doesn't say giant size Marvel 1970s Omnibus.
Sure.
Peter
Omar.
It says giant size Marvel Omnibus. Those were drawn by Neil Adams too. Should have been, Dave Cockrum, but he was really sick. And speaking of Dave Cockrum, I did show that they changed the cover from Giant Size X-Men #1 to the interior page of Giant Size 1. And then you have the Romita Senior cover and the Gil Kane cover. Gil Kane cover is amazing.
One does look like it's missing issues number Giant Size Spider-Man 1 and 2. Or sorry, 2 and 3. Giant Size Spider-Man 2 and 3 are not here because they include some copyright characters, some licensed characters.
Have those been collected anywhere else?
I don't think so. They were passed over in the Epic collections.
Okay.
Well, the stories are standalone stories. Because I'm unfamiliar with all the giant size ones.
Not all of them. In the
they
chat, we've been talking about that the Avengers issues are actually part of a long ongoing story in the Avengers book and actually continued directly to the monthly issues of Avengers.
Yeah.
But many of the other stories are standalone in the same way that Giant Size X-Men is.
Okay.
I think it's the Celestial Madonna storyline. Strange Academy Omnibus, one that I know I've been waiting for. My kids love this story. I did ask about adding all those other issues in there, so we shall see if they do. But this is collecting Strange Academy 1 through 18, Strange Academy Finals 1 through 6, 592 pages, $100. I was hoping they would add more.
Curtis, do your kids read this?
No, my kids don't read superhero comics.
Oh, too cool for our superheroes.
As much as I try, I'm like, look at this big wall.
Kid
Not
Crisis
yet,
saw this at the library a couple weeks ago, and usually I'm like on modern Marvel, because sometimes I just feel like there's better things to read for a kid. But I was like, no, actually, Strange Academy, you might like it. When I say she not only devoured it, but she loves these characters now, and that's something I bounced off of a little bit. I was like, they're all just newly made up. I can't even remember all of their names. I'm old. They don't have distinct costumes. I like things easy. At dinner, she's reciting all their names, their powers, their interrelationships, their subplots. I mean, I really think, even though I enjoyed this book, I underestimated how well it hits for that 9 to 12-year-old age that really likes books set at cool sleepaway schools, and they want to imagine they're going to go somewhere with dormitories and all of the teachers and grounds and all that stuff. This just really hits, and I didn't expect how hard it was going to hit. And now it's basically all I get to hear about every day, which is wonderful.
Yeah, I enjoyed reading it with my kids. My oldest, Lydia, really liked it. And we were both upset with what happens to one of the characters.
Yep.
What's the current state of this title? Because it kind of ended and then just kind of showed up as a tie-in for events, but it isn't really continuing anywhere, or
I don't know if they're
Well,
I don't know how they're going to continue it. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Runaways. When Brian K. Vaughan left Runaways. What do you do? Even Joss Whedon or Terry Moore couldn't make that book move. It's like Brian K. Vaughan left Runaways, and it kind of became a series of tie-ins. Same thing could be said about Young Avengers up until Kieran Gillen's run of Young Avengers. So I don't know if they'll leave it alone or if they'll continue. I know there's more stories there. So that's what they have. Hopefully they'll add those other issues that we asked for, but we shall see. I will let you know and keep everybody posted. Annihilation coming back to print for this is the third printing. Collecting the Drax the Destroyer, Annihilation Prologue, Annihilation Nova, Silver Surfer, Super Skrull, Ronin, and Annihilation 1 through 6, Heralds of Galactus, and Annihilation Nova Corps files. 880 pages, $125. Everybody on the panel has read this, right? Or has anybody not read this?
I've read
Curtis, what's that? Curtis, no? You haven't read it?
No.
Well, there's an
haven't read it.
Annihilation Epic Collection coming out. So I guess
I know it's coming out like around the same time as this book is being reprinted. So, is there a new event or something that Marvel's doing that they want to tie into, or like the corporate synergy or whatever?
I don't.
It's
think
odd.
so.
It's
Not-
odd that they'd be
not
doing
as-
them both at the same time.
I mean, it could be that Annihilus is going to be in the Fantastic Four movie, perhaps.
I don't know. You know, I was told a long time ago that they don't really tell them anything. Sometimes they have to. They learn when we learn as fans, like when news break, or when there's a leak.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like that's how they came with the Hood collected edition. I think there was a leak of somebody on a photo set. But they were at D23, so they may know things that we don't know. I don't know. Good question, Curtis.
Well, we know Silver Surfer will be there at least, so that could be a tie-in. I'm not sure.
True. Yeah.
I'm old enough to have bought Annihilation in floppies. Is that what's old now? Please.
Actually, I mean, no spoilers because I truly don't pay attention, but isn't Nova? Aren't some of the heralds like tipped to be in that Fantastic Forecast? Because Nova
no
has
idea.
her.
Oh, you
Yeah.
mean Nova but Frankie is
Nova Ray. Yeah, Frankie Nova.
she's not
Yeah.
She's not in
Oh,
here.
she's not in that one.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't know then. I might be thinking of Conquest.
It's a great story.
It is
I
one of my favorites.
I still like Conquest a little more, but Annihilation kicked it off. Keith Giffen was so good in that run. Wolverine by Jason Aaron, Volume 1. Both covers available. You have the Adam Kubert cover and the David Finch cover here. Collecting Wolverine 56, which I think... No, it was the backup stories from 73 to 74. I think it's when they printed that contest that he won. Wolverine 56, 62 through 65, Manifest Destiny, Weapon X 1 through 16, Dark Reign, The List, and then material from Wolverine 73 and 74, and Dark Reign, X-Men, The Beginning, and Wolverine 175. 688 pages, $100. Oh, you've never read it, Camilio? It's good. It's good. Super Skrull in the FF movie. I think wasn't that the rumor? No, it was, what's her name from Earth X? The Silver Surfer from Earth X is the rumor that I saw.
Aunt May?
No. The Spectacular Spider-Man Marvel Masterworks Volume 8, collecting Spectacular Spider-Man 92 to 100, annual number 4, Web of Spider-Man, and Quest Probe. Hey, Reaper, excellent question. No, some creators work as consultants. Granted, most of the non-MCU animated shows, if they break NDAs to editorial, I don't know if they would or not. You have over 100,000 subscribers. Do you know of any Omnis that have sold that many copies? I don't know about Omnis. I do know that. I mean, yeah, you got stories like Watchmen and Batman Year One, but I think as of late, the last oversized hardcover that I remember selling a ton, way more than anybody expected, was House and Powers of X, the original oversized hardcover. And when did that come out? Was that 2020 or 2021? I can't remember. Yeah, that was like the number one best. Like, it blew numbers out of the water. It was insane. And then you have the remaster works of Captain America Volume 1. Go ahead. Who said I think?
Oh, I was just going to say, I think Smile has sold over 1 million copies.
That's not an omnibus, Curtis.
Doesn't matter. It's a good bragging
I'm just
point.
glad kids are read things, Curtis. I'm just glad kids are reading. My kid read that series. Smile. What was the other one?
Oh, yeah. It's a great book.
braces. I can't remember.
Well, Smile's the one above braces.
Oh, okay. Another strike for Curtis. Ultimates by Denise.
Not a
Camp.
strike.
Volume 1, Fix the World. So Ultimates 1 through 6, Ultimate Universe number 1, and Free Comic Book Day 2024, Spider-Man Ultimate Universe. Who's been keeping up with the Ultimates here? One of you all. Look at you all.
A lot of us, the whole crew of us.
Yeah.
No, no.
All right.
It's great.
I know that. Okay, Peter, I got to hear from you first. Like, you're not the biggest fan of the original Ultimate era. What
No,
makes this
sir.
Ultimate era different?
Well, I will say that for me, this particular book, which might be my favorite, neck and neck with Spider-Man, is I really, really like what Dennis Camp is bringing to it. If you've read his 20th Century Men, it's an audaciously scoped comic book about war and the impacts of war and the American military-industrial machine, as well as Russia's. And he doesn't try to do that here, but he brings a similar scope to it, where he's looking at this world without superheroes and what would have happened in the Marvel universe with all these significant events, both American historical events and worldwide events, and then comic events, if there were no superheroes to kind of manage them. And so the hook is that something's going to happen 18 months from now that is set up in that one shot, the Ultimate Universe one shot. And then there comes the Free Comic Book Day issue, which kind of like sets up who's on the team. And then so far, it seems like every issue of the ongoing is 1 month of this 18 months ticking down as they try to get ready and try to right some of the things that wrong. So without too much of a spoiler, what if the gamma radiation testing that created the Hulk still happened, but there were no superheroes, there was no Bruce Banner just turning into the Hulk and being a hero? What would the context of that have been in the Marvel universe? How would it have changed it? And I think that so far has been the best issue of this. But Max, what do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. It got dark. Like things in there are very bleak, and not in an edgy way, but just like, oh, that's a problem. that kind of takes the whole sunshine approach away from how heroes are magically born. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm kind of enjoying all the Ultimate books, but this one especially, along with Spider-Man.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's the artist on this?
Jerry.
Jerry. Okay.
Yeah.
Who draws a beautiful Sif. The Sif, not just because like, oh, she's a lovely lady. It's just a very good version of Sif.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of Francis Manapul, like the artwork. What did you think, Tyler? Do you like this series too?
Yeah, I mean, I think Peter mentioned it earlier. Like, I like that sense of impending doom coming in like 18 months, and they tell you it's 18 months, and then you know that it's counting down towards it. So it's like, okay, things are like ramping up slowly, and then you get hit by the different situations that the absence of some of these heroes are created, or like some people who basically I also kind of like that issue where Ant-Man and Wasp's issue, which I thought was kind of like, okay, you hit kind of like what these characters are, and then put them in that situation where they are not superheroes and they became superheroes, that kind of thing. But I actually like Ultimate Spider-Man a little bit more. It became a family book. It's kind of like, I mean, it sort of harkens back to Hickman writing Fantastic Four. So, and I really enjoyed that two older characters, which I won't spoil for everyone, but the interaction between those two older characters, I thought it's fun. Yeah, and who's the artist? Chechiko, is that
On Spider-Man, yeah.
Tiketo, yeah.
Yeah, the line art is like amazing.
Or 6 characters and 6 people on the stream. Who's who? That's a good question. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's 7 people on the stream. That's a good question. Who gets to choose? You know what? Tyler's never been here. This is his first stream, so I'm gonna let him choose. Tyler, who's who from the stream?
What?
Who's who on this cover from the stream?
Oh,
Yeah. So you get to go first. Who's your character? Who do you want to be? Who do you identify?
Oh, okay.
Ooh, Dr. Doom's cool.
Who do I want to be, or
Who do you want to be? Yeah.
Who do I want to be? I don't really want to be any one of them.
You don't want to be anybody? Okay, you don't want to play. I'll choose for you then. Fine. You're going to be Ant-Man or Giant Man in the back. Peter, Sif, because he talked about her hair. Max, you're Iron Man. Jess, you're Captain America. Curtis, you're Thor. And wait, who am I? Dr. Doom. That makes more sense. Yes, that's perfect. Yes. That's how you play. Okay. You don't put any thought into it at all. Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider, Volume 1, written by Stephanie Phillips. And this is collecting Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider, 1 through 5, material from Web of Spider-Man #1. So is this a new ongoing series? That's a Mark Brooks cover. Yes.
The covers have been so good. Yeah, it's a brand new series. It doesn't really care about if you've read the one that came right before it, where she was touring Earth 65 with Dazzler's band, because this is set on 616, and there's a reason she's there, and people are aware of it. Some people are not happy. I think it's really fun. I think we need to establish like a voice for her that is not just her having a band show with the Mary Janes interrupted at the beginning of every comic series, which is how it has been for a while. And I just caught up in the last few issues last night. And I think if you're a Spider-Gwen fan, it's going to be pleasing to you. I don't know if it's going to draw in people who weren't already interested in this character, but I think it's a good plot. And there's an art switch up on issue 4 that I really liked to take it out of like the gawky Spider Zone and take it more into like a little bit of a darker look, which I thought was really cool.
Okay.
But she's still got that symbiote costume.
Is she still
why can't we have powers for Spider-Gwen? Please, Marvel. I'm begging.
Is she still in the 616 universe, or is she
now she's in 616? She's got her suitcase right there with all her favorite stickers, Omar.
Oh, how dare I. So she doesn't go back to the 65, or she keep bouncing back and forth?
There's a reason she's in 616, which is part of it's predicating the plot of the book.
Got you. Venom Separation Anxiety is coming out. I thought this was already released. I was wrong.
No, it's still coming out. I don't think the final
because there was a Separation Anxiety. No, Lethal Protector is what I was thinking of. This is one of those retro series, right? This is with David Michelinie and Gerardo Sandoval. And this is collecting issues 1 through 5, 128 pages, $17.99. Oh my gosh, that cover is beautiful. Oh, hold on a second. Talk about this book, somebody. I got something to show you all.
Who's reading it?
Well, this cover is definitely a homage to the Charles Vest cover in Web of Spider-Man #1, I think. It's a really great cover.
Max, are you reading
That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I really like the interior art in this run. I think it's really
Sandoval.
Good. Yeah, it's great. It is very much written in the way that comics were written when the original stuff came out. It's a lot of words. It's almost the opposite of the current Hulk run, where it's almost more words on the page than art. But it's very good.
Yeah, and it's a lot of these retro books, I feel like, try to make up some story that wouldn't even really fit at that time, and you kind of roll your eyes. This is very rooted in what could have been a Venom story at the time. It references the Vault, which of course is a very famous Vault OGN that Venom is involved in. It references his status quo as a former Daily Bugle reporter, but also as a war correspondent at one point. And so, it's Michelinie, so he knows. And it just doesn't feel gratuitous to me. I'm not the hugest 90s Venom fan, but it felt like if you've been, pardon me, hoovering up all these Venom epics, as Curtis and I do, this actually would fit perfectly alongside the Venom epics.
So I thought, and I was mistaken, I'm so sorry. This is really cool. I've shared this on our Saturday streams. As part of our giveaway, which we're doing not this Saturday, but next Saturday to celebrate 100K. We've got over like 50 lots plus a bunch of gift cards. So it's probably going to be like 75 things we're giving away. But in each package, as long as I don't run out, so it's kind of first come, first serve. This is really, really cool. Let me show you all something. And I thought it was this cover, which would have been awesome, but it was this one here. These are proofs of the chromiums.
What?
David sent me a bunch to give away. He was like, keep what you want, but please. They only make
Omar.
They only
Omar.
make
Go back to Dazzler, Omar.
Dazzler one, the first appearance of Dazzler, right? Is that a
Oh,
John
is
Brennan
it in
one?
there? Oh, well, I know what to give Peter. Then when I go to New Zealand next year, I'll keep one
Yeah.
of these. So here's the thing: like they only make 3 or 4 proofs, and that's it. And some there are 3 of them in here. Sometimes there's 4 of them. Sometimes there's 1. So yeah, we'll be giving we'll sneak a 1 in each package.
Whoa.
Ooh.
So, don't get. It's not a comic book, right? It's just the
Yeah, it's
proof
just a
that they.
printer's
Yeah.
proof.
It's the
Yeah.
printer's proof. And 3 to 4, and it was really cool that he sent us all this. He was like, "Yeah, nobody really gets to see these, but I figured your viewers would have
Ooh.
last getting
Wolverine
one. Oh, there is a Wolverine one." And I'm like, "Well, I'm keeping that one." And Melanie already took 2, I think. Like the
What?
Spider-Man one. Yeah, she took the
Oh,
Spider-Man
that's the
one.
mini.
Yeah, the one from the mini, and then
Yeah,
the one from
the regular. Yeah.
the regular. Yeah. So these
Yep.
are really cool. I just wanted to let you all know, I will be sneaking these in. And
Nice.
it's going to be a nightmare already with 75 things we're giving away. So I can't let you choose, oh, can you please sneak me in a Daredevil?
This one. Days of Future
that's
Past.
awesome.
Jesus.
But yeah, kind of give you a small idea as to what part of the giveaway is, but mostly it's going to be, collect. Oh, look at that.
It's great.
Oh,
That's
that's
the-
Boss. Adam Hughes.
Yeah.
I'll take that one. Yeah, okay. You can set that one aside for me.
That may stay. That one may stay here.
Makes me
How
miss
many
my
different
days on
ones
the
do you have?
printing press.
What's that?
How many
Makes
different
me
ones
miss
do
my
you
days
have?
on press.
Oh yeah, look at this one. I think this is a popular cover right now because of the
This is-
movie, right?
Is this like 25 or 75? I can't remember.
That one is 88, I think. 88, right?
So it's not one of
86 or 80.
those landmark issues. I forgot. Oh no, wait.
Yeah,
25
it
is a
was-
die card. 25 is a die
Yeah.
card. Oh, 50 is a die card.
Yeah, 50 is the die cut, and then 75 is the Fatal Attractions crossover.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's really cool, and good luck to everybody that's entering. And I just wanted to kind of give you a tease as what's to come. But like I said, unfortunately, I can't if you email me hey, I was one of the winners, can you sneak me in as Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver? It doesn't work like that. I'll just put one in there, and whichever you get, I hope you're happy.
Is there a Doctor Strange one?
I'll look after we finish this thing that we're doing. But
I'm
yes.
already texting you for that She-Hulk one. Thanks for setting it aside. I appreciate it.
Well,
Wait,
I'm
you can
saving
do that?
I'm saving Peter to that other one.
That's
Now
Yeah.
that's got to be for the faithful viewers who got you to
Yeah.
100,000.
well, there's 2 in there,
There's 2.
and you helped so much.
Peter
So,
should
of
get the
course-
Dazzler one.
Yeah, I'm gonna
For
get
sure.
you the Dazzler one, and I'll get some other one. Who's your least favorite character again?
I don't know. Are there any Ultimate Universe
Ghost
ones in there?
Riders.
Any
Ghost
Art
Riders.
Adams art?
Oh, you
Oh,
monster!
no.
I'm not gonna waste Art Adams on you, you monster. All right,
I
that's
could use it as a palette to mix my foundation on.
I can't believe that's strike 3 for you. Hellverine Resurrection, a character created by Benjamin Percy that is so ridiculous. And I was like, okay, sure. And he got his own miniseries. So this is collecting Hellverine 1 through 4 and $15.99. And here he is in all his glory. I think it's a Ryan Eggman.
But Tyler, have you?
Oh.
It's not what we think, right?
No, it's not. It's actually okay. The one
don't
good thing-
spoil it. Don't spoil it. I
Yeah,
haven't read it yet.
the one good thing here is that one character was killed off in a bad way in Percy's run, Wolverine's run, and that character came back in this one. So I think that is the redeeming kind of quality to this 4 issues. And the Wolverine here is not that macho BS that Percy wrote in his run. So
Did you say macho BS?
yeah, it's like okay. Sorry, give me a second. It's my okay. Yeah, I mean, like in Percy's Wolverine run, he's always like, "Oh, I am nasty. I drink beer and I throw beer out on the lawn." That kind of like stupid BS.
That's the guy I fell in love with. Go on.
No,
Glittering isn't cool,
that's
Omar.
not the Wolverine, right? I mean, look at the first miniseries.
That's part of his charm. Go
Yeah,
on.
look at the Wolverine that Larry Hama wrote. look at the Wolverine that Chris Claremont and John Byrne wrote.
Oh, you mean multi-layered Wolverine?
Yeah.
Complexity.
And you look at this. Oh, I kill. I poke people. Oh yeah, I don't shower because I'm stinky and I'm a man. I was like, no.
I live in Kentucky. Of course, I throw beer on the lawn.
That was like the worst thing that he has ever written.
Let me get this to the worst. Wow.
Yeah,
Hi,
except for the
everyone.
Deadpool issues. The Deadpool
Thank you.
issues in Wolverine are really good.
Thank you for the super chat, Harvey P. Cars Ghost. You know who this is, Jess, but he's not yelling for some reason. Hi, everyone. Question for Jess. Why are you not following Anna Taylor-Joy on Instagram? Early dementia sign? Hope not. Get on it. What is wrong with you?
Just relax, Cycle. She's right here.
Oh, my gosh.
How dare you think I'm not following her on IG?
Somebody needs to read more Wolverine, apparently. With that
No, I'm not into that macho BS.
What? You're stalking Anna Taylor-Joy. That's exactly what Wolverine would do. You and Harvey.
Oh, well, then I'm into it.
I will say the art in that book is very, very good.
Who's the artist?
You'd have to scroll up. I do not know off the top of my head.
Well, Ryan segmented the cover.
No, it's not him. Interiors.
Julius Kota.
Yeah, I couldn't think of reading him in anything else, but the art was really, really cool. Really cool Ghost Rider-y, hellish soldier kind of stuff.
Yep.
But it's very much an epilogue to Ben Percy's Wolverine. Like when we get eventually an omnibus of Ben Percy's Wolverine that skips over Sabretooth War, perhaps people will be complaining that it's not in there because it does resolve 2 plot threads from Ben Percy's Wolverine run.
Really?
I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying it's an epilogue.
Oh, okay.
Jess, I didn't recommend it. Are you hearing me clearly?
What did you say? What?
Exactly.
He wants you to buy 3 copies of Hellverine.
Now, if we want to
Hellverine.
talk about good art, Omar, Luke Ross on this Django Fett. Oh my gosh. It is like 90s Diodato up in here.
It's
Sorry,
weird to see him become that type of artist, right? Like his evolution of an artist, because when he started out, he was very cartoony. He was much like Joe Mad. And then he evolved into this realistic style. And by the time he got into like Captain America with Ed Brubaker, he had just, yeah, you're right. It's kind of like, it does remind me of Mike Deodato's artwork.
So this is the book you're recommending, Django Fett?
It's one of my favorite Star Wars books of the past year, I want to say. It's just
Really?
Have you-
Okay.
right.
Have you
on
read
the
Bounty
precipice.
Hunters by Ethan Sachs? His run?
It doesn't connect to it because this happens right before
Okay.
Phantom Menace. And it kind of it's just a day in the life of Django Fett. It's one mission in Django Fett, but then at the end, you see how this mission kind of precipitates some of the things at the beginning of Phantom Menace. The art is just so good. And I like a caper comic that has like just enough double crosses, right? Which I think a lot of the kind of setups and starts, like if you think of the setup at the beginning of Return of the Jedi when they go into Jabba's and it's actually Leia and like all that stuff. I like something that has maybe like 2 twists. Once we get up to like 4 or 5, then it's like you didn't even have a story idea. You're just like making up something new every page. This has the right amount of twists that I was like, this actually makes sense, and I can go back to the beginning and see how it got set up. And beautiful.
Okay. I'm in. I'm a fan of Ethan Sachs' Bounty Hunters. That's probably one of the most underrated Star Wars books. And I do like Luke Ross. And Darth Maul is getting his Treasury edition with black, white, and red. Just like Darth Vader. No blood. Just red.
Has Bounty Hunters gotten an Omni, or am I thinking of War of the Bounty Hunters?
You're thinking of War of the Bounty Hunters, which is a
Okay.
crossover. No, Bounty
Right.
Hunters, as of this video, has not. I don't know.
Okay.
It's the perfect size for one, though. Seriously. Even if they include some of the crossover stuff, it's a good size omnibus. It would make a good size omnibus all in one. This is an anthology series, all in black, white, and red by different creators like Benjamin Percy, Mark Russell, Erica Schultz, and Greg Pak.
That book slapped, as the children say.
Is that what they're saying nowadays?
Black,
Is
white,
that
and
good?
red?
It was every story. So Darth Maul, right? Like enigmatic. You don't want to read a story about him like making coffee, right? It's all about he's the junior Sith. What did that mean? We know what it meant for Vader, right? And Vader was always plotting against Palpatine. But for Maul, we only ever really seen him to be like an errand boy in Phantom Menace, and he's a relatively limited amount of comic books, including Son of Dathomir, which was like that one comic that straddled the Dark Horse license and the Marvel license and got grandfathered into the new expanded universe. So these are 4 stories. They are separate in time, but they all kind of circle around that period. None of them are like his youth. They're all him being the junior Sith and kind of looking at what is his relationship to Palpatine. What did Palpatine have him doing generally? And I mean, Percy's story was just bloody and terrific. Mark Russell's story was so dark. I've never seen Russell go that dark. Erica Schultz just wrote like a really nice little caper form. And then Greg Pak's story is actually funny. And it's like, how do you do a funny, bloody story for Darth Maul? I was surprised because I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I don't always love the comic books. But this was like 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5 every issue for me. It's just really good.
I would watch a 5-minute video of Darth Maul drinking coffee, though, just so you know.
The Greg Pak issue gets close to that. It gets a little bit.
Okay,
but it's
now
still dark.
I'm
It's still
into
bloody.
it.
It's still red.
I actually enjoyed Pak in most of the things he's written.
Yeah,
I know he got a lot of slack for what was it? His X-Men.
Weapon X was great.
No,
Dream?
not Phoenix and Song. War Song.
War
Song.
was 20 years ago. Who cares?
20?
Is this run different from the other Black, White, and Blood or Red ones? Where, because in the other ones, it's per issue you have like 3 stories or something.
Yes, this is only one single 30-page story per issue, which is probably why I liked it so much, because they feel much more substantial.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Also, Carlos Nieto, I can't remember what I've seen him on previously, but his artwork in this is just over the moon.
All right, everybody. It is now Curtis's time to shine.
I'll go get my cup of coffee.
He's been so quiet and patient with everybody, talking about these new series and their big books. Now it's his moment to shine. Go ahead, Curtis. What's up with the Epic collections? Oh,
we're getting a reprint of Iron Man.
Oh, sorry, Curtis. I'm so sorry. I have to answer this really quick. The deluxe edition of Once and Future will be out next week. In case you're wondering, non-slipcase. Mm-hmm. All right, go on. Sorry about that, sir.
Okay, so Iron Man Epic Collection Stark Wars is coming back to print. This is one of the oldest Iron Man Epic collections. It's been out of print for a while, so it's good that it's coming back. It's a classic Armor Wars story with the Silver Centurion era of Iron Man.
Okay, thank you for that commentary, Curtis. And what about this Captain America?
Captain America, the Superior Stratagem, another one that is being reprinted. This one was delayed. It was supposed to come out later this year, but they got pushed back. So here it is now. Does it say that what month it's coming out? I think it's February.
You know what? You're right. It usually says up at the top or underneath here. If we're looking at December, then this is probably February or March.
I can consult my spreadsheet.
Sure.
I don't know why I don't automatically.
So this is more of the Mark Grumold era. And funny enough, or I find this really interesting, is that this is collecting Captain America 387 and 397 and Adventures of Captain America 1 through 4, which were done by Fabian Nicieza. Those are also collected in the Omnibus that's coming out, Volume 2. But they weren't written by Mark Grumold. And I ain't saying a thing. I'm just going to let it slide. More the merrier. Because normally they don't do that. They don't really collect people like other works from other creators, especially on a miniseries like that. Go on, Curtis. True. When does it come out? February? Is that what we're looking at?
It is in February. Yeah, it's coming out in February. Early February.
Thank you. Dr. Doom, Books of Doom. This book came out in a standard size hardcover and it went completely out of print.
I
remember
so expensive.
And it is such a good book. I don't know how anybody else feels about it in the panel. We can talk about it here in a little bit, but it got ridiculously expensive. I remember having a coupon to Half Price Books that was 50% off for like Black Friday, and I was eyeing the book, and the book was I think it was like $175, and with the coupon, I'm like, well, maybe I could get it. And then I thought, no, I mean, it's such a good story. Surely they'll reprint it. And then I waited, and then I would look on eBay, and it was going for like $300. And then some crazy dude in his basement asked Marvel if they could add Books of Doom to the Doom Omnibus that he was about to announce. And not only did they add it, but they also called it the Books of Doom Omnibus. So that was cool. So it's in there, but now it's coming out in a trade paperback format. And if you haven't read it, this is a freaking awesome story. I don't know. Did you all enjoy this? I really like this take on Doom. I mean, it's just like it's a modernization on the classic story, right? Like borrowing elements, making it a little bit darker.
I love
I
this
really
book.
enjoy it because it starts Doom from the beginning and it's measured. I don't think it shows his tragedy unfurling in a way that really makes you believe that he sees the world that he does. Doom is somebody who's a villain, but then when you get it from Doom's perspective, he doesn't really seem like a villain. He's doing what Doom thinks is right. Even when he's taking over the world, he's not doing it to be evil if he's being written well, usually. He's doing it because Doom thinks that's the thing to do. And especially the first couple of issues of this really sets out how he becomes that without being, I mean, it's supernatural. It has superhero elements of it, but it really grounds it in what would have had to happen to him to make him that way.
Mm-hmm. What about it? Anybody else? Tyler, you've been pretty quiet. Are you not a fan of Doom, or do you just not like?
Yeah,
good
why do
stories?
you hate Doom?
Yeah, why do you not like good stories? Let's start with that.
I do
Yeah,
like
what's wrong
that.
with a good
I mean,
story?
because it's not drawn by what's that? Mike Mignola.
Okay, that's a good book. That's a good book. Yeah.
That was the one that first my first well, actually not my first, because my first encounter with Doom was I read the trade paperback for Fantastic Four, the Galactus one. I think he appears there briefly, but anyway, I do like this, and I thought that the very last page was kind of like, whoa, that was not expected. But
Okay.
yeah, but I mean, okay, Brubaker sometimes doesn't hit the right notes for me. Sometimes he goes, sometimes it's like, I like his noir stuff. I don't really like some of his superhero dark stuff.
Vulcan.
And this one, sort of leans that way. So I'm kind of mid for this.
Mid. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Max, have you read this?
No, not yet.
Awesome.
I'm gonna put it on the
you'd
list.
dig it. I think you dig it, Max.
All right. Sorry about that interruption, Curtis. Back to you. Look at that cover, huh?
Pretty nice
What time is
cover.
it, Curtis?
Marvel 2-in-1. It's epic time. No, on sale January. Marvel 2-in-1. This is volume 3 in the Marvel 2-in-1 epics, and I'm glad to see this so quickly after volume 2 because there was a big gap between volume 1 and volume 2. What is this one? Marvel 2-in-1 37 to 52 plus annual 2, 3, and 4 and Avengers annual 7. This is the very beginning of the Project Pegasus era of Marvel 2-in-1, which a lot of people hold in very high regard, including me. I really like that story. Not quite at that famous story there, but we're getting close to it. This is just, most of it is one-off issues each time, or actually I think they're all two-parters with the Thing teaming up with a different character in each issue, and that I love it when that kind of thing happens.
Look at all those creators, man. A lot of great creators on there. Ooh, look at that Steve Epting art. Here's another guy.
Yeah, there
that
was
also
not one
super
singular
involved.
creator.
All right, Curtis, tell me about this era.
X Factor Epic Collection, Wreaking Havoc, Volume 10. This is the post Age of Apocalypse era of X Factor, when Havoc is leading the team and we've got a whole bunch of people like Mystique and Polaris, and it's very different from Peter David's run, which had come a little bit before this, and definitely very far from the original X Factor with the original X-Men in it. But I don't know. This is not stuff that I was collecting at the time, so I don't think I've read much of this era. But John Francis Moore is a good writer. I think Crisis, you like this era, right? I think I saw you say that on Twitter.
Yeah, I do really like this era. I love Steve Epting's art, of course, coming out of him doing Factor X, which I just read Kid Crisis yesterday. And I really like this because it keeps them in the government zone, but it kind of connects a lot of plots. They're not just fetching things for the government. It connects back to Freedom Force because of Mystique being there. Forge is there, which also connects back to that. But then it kind of forges some new connections with the Sabretooth stuff coming in. I love that they map this with Sabretooth and Mystique, which is in the right place. I love that they collected Marvel Fanfare 6. Sabretooth has his own kind of mini arc around this time that goes from this back to Uncanny X-Men and then into the Sabretooth, into the Red Zone one-shot. And but a lot of it starts in X Factor. So actually, I think for people who really enjoy Sabretooth from this period, this is pretty heavy with Sabretooth plot. And then it's also got a lot of Mystique.
I'm glad they're including material from X-Men Prime. They are kind of, I find that they're a little hit or miss whether or not they do include that material in the epics, at least. They didn't include some of it in. They didn't include the necessary parts of Generation X in that one, and so there were some plot threads that were going through those issues that they didn't set up because they didn't include the X-Men Prime supplemental material.
I always found it interesting that they use like Steve Epting to collect this era, because to me it always felt more like Jeff Matsuda's era of X Factor, when like Wild Child ended up joining the team. And I get it, Steve Epting is a big name, but you know, Matsuda actually went on to do animation and did like the designs for the Batman. So he's also a pretty big
that's
name.
right.
Man, more X-Men stuff. Tony S. Daniel. All right, Curtis, take it away with the greatest crossover ever.
X-Force Epic Collection Volume 4. Why is that the greatest crossover ever? Is it because it has something to do with New Warriors numbers 45 and 46?
Dude, it's Fabian tying it back, baby, to the days of the Hellions and that New Mutants issue 98, or Warpath was like, who did this to my people? It's so good. Child's Play ties it back into all that too. And then you got like Fitzroy coming in. Yeah. Yes. New Warriors. Sorry, go on. Ryan,
no,
your mom called and she said you were mid. Whatever the hell that means.
Wow.
Don't be asking why your mom's calling me either. All right, go ahead, Curtis.
Don't come at him about New Warriors, man. Who brings out the grenade?
All right, go ahead, Curtis. Sorry about that,
buddy. This one collects. Oh man, are you okay there, Jess?
This is so funny. Sorry.
All right, go on.
X Factor 27 to 39 and annual number 3, Cable 6 to 8, and New Warriors 45 to 46. It's going to be interesting how they choose to collect Cable in the X-Force Epic collections. I know they had the first 4 issues in the second volume, I think, and then it looks like they're skipping issue 5, so they're not going to be every single issue, which some people were wondering if they were just going to merge the 2 titles together like they did for the 2 X-Men titles in Epics. But I don't think so.
We're only missing 2 other epics for X-Force, right?
No, we got
we have 1,
yes.
2, and 3. And we have 7 and 8.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're just gonna miss those. Well, we're missing 10 and 11. No, sorry, not 10 and 11. 4, 5, and 6, and 9 and 10. No. It depends on if they're going to do it.
9.
It depends on if they're going to put the ecstatic issues of X-Force
Yeah,
in the
that's
Epic
what I was
Collection under the X-Force title.
Yeah, I'm asking because there aren't any Cable issues in 7 and 8.
Oh, that's
Well,
true.
Cable
Yeah,
goes-
you're right. There
Cable-
aren't.
Cable goes and does his own thing though. Like the title does eventually like it's during the Joe Casey era of Cable that him and Ladron just take him places outside of where the
Right.
X-Force characters were hanging out, because the X-Force kind of becomes like a road trip type of book, which is great. I really enjoyed that era. I like the costumes and I like the artwork too.
Yeah.
That's so true. Warren knows I hate him though. Epic Collection Blade. All right, Curtis, take us away.
Okay, first of all, scroll back up to that cover there, because
Yes,
we
boss.
haven't seen this trade dress yet. This is
Oh,
a
I'm sorry
new.
about
We haven't seen this cover with the logo, so that's kind of cool that they put that on there. Blade, I've never seen that logo before. What is that taken from? Does anybody know? Was that what his title, the logo on his title looked like at the time?
Well, he
I don't think
didn't
so.
even have a title at this point, so I'm
Yeah.
trying to.
No,
You know what? It
I
might have
thought
been
he-
the treatment, Curtis, that they would give him when he would be in Midnight Suns, maybe like the Unlimited book. I'm trying to track it down
Oh,
to see
okay.
where it pops up.
Didn't he have a mini series in the 90s though?
Later than this, though.
Oh, after Midnight Suns?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is volume 2 of
Go
this
on.
Epic Collection series. The first volume is probably going to be made up of Tomb of Dracula appearances, but this volume has Tomb of Dracula 1991 miniseries 1 to 4, plus Night Stalkers 1 to 6, Ghost Rider 30, and material from Midnight Suns Unlimited number 1. 432 pages, so a decent sized epic. And this is the Midnight Suns era of all of these titles, when Marvel decided to lump all of their kind of monster, horror, and supernatural characters together under one editing house.
Yeah, they were doing this before they did Marvel Edge.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this era.
And it's
Any
generally
ideas,
under
Tom?
collected. I mean, we've had the Ghost Rider crossovers collected in thick trades, I think, a couple of times. But this actual Night Stalker series sequentially isn't. And I think we've also had that Tomb of Dracula, I think, eventually got collected. But I remember buying it as singles about 10 years ago, thinking it would never be collected. But Night Stalkers has never been comprehensively collected. So this is a pretty big deal that they're starting the Epic collections here, probably because the Blade Omnibus covers up until this point, I want to say. I have to open up my Blade page and check. So
This
is
it's not in the
yes.
omnibus. This
The Blade Omnibus pretty much stops right here. So the only thing that kind of bugs me here is there is a pretty good story in Marvel Comic Presents 64, but that is in the early years omnibus, even though I personally would place it in with this material. So that's kind of the divide. So this literally picks up directly after the omnibus.
Yeah, there was one Darkholds collection that was collected it's been a couple of years ago now.
Yeah, they did like an all-in-one of Darkhold, which makes sense because you couldn't really epic that.
Do you have any idea how many volumes the Blade Epic Collection is going to be?
There
Well,
can't be
this
that.
series
can't be
goes for
many.
18 issues, so there's probably going to be one more that collects
Mhm.
all of the rest of these series and some of his other Marvel or Midnight Suns Unlimited stories. But then he has his own series, Blade the Vampire Hunter, in 1994. And that's another 10 issues. And then he's got a series of one-shots around 1998 and then he has another 3-issue mini in 99, and then another 6-issue series in 99. So he was kind of the king of the 10 and less miniseries in the 90s. So we're going to need probably 2, if not 3 more Epic collections to get to the 2000s on Blade.
Okay.
So thank you so much for that, Nick. He's saying that was the logo they used for the 94 Blade series, the
There you go.
Vampire Hunter. Thank you for that, Nick. See? Captain America and Black Panther Flags of Our Fathers, which was a storyline found in the Black Panther. It's in the Reggie Hudlin omnibus, but it is also coming out in trade paperback. So it's got the Captain America Black Panther Flags of Our Fathers 1 through 4, and Rise of the Black Panther number 1. 120 pages, $17.99. Back to you, Curtis.
This is a new cover as well. That they I don't think we had this cover when we did our announcement.
Boy, is that Greg Land? No, it's a David Finch cover. I really thought that was a Land cover. Go ahead, Curtis.
This is Daredevil Modern Era Epic Collection Volume 4, The King of Hell's Kitchen, and it has Daredevil the 98 series 51 to 65. What If Karen Page Had Lived, and 408 pages. This one has the short little mini series within Daredevil that David Mack does. He's the writer and artist, and it's all about Echo, and then the rest of it is Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Malev.
It's not collected in the Omnibus. The Echo stories collected separately from the Omnibus. That's 50. Right. I think it's 55 through 60.
Because it's not Bendis.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's at the start of this volume.
Okay, and then we're getting Daredevil Mayor Fisk, Mayor Fisk, collecting issues 595 to 600, written by Charles Soule and Christos Gage, Ron Garney, and Stefano Landini. This is probably being collected because of the Born Again. We know they're borrowing heavily from Charles Soule's run, even though it's called Daredevil Born Again. Thank you, Freddie. It's in the Saga of Echo, I believe. That story is. Yes. And there was also the hardcover of Echo came out. This is an interesting collection. Because this one has me scratching my head. This is Black Panther by Ta-Nehisi Coates, The Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. And it's not like a complete collection. It's not a modern epic collection. It's just a collection of Black Panther 125. 600 pages.
600 pages.
Yeah, I dug this. I like when characters are taken out of their element, but I think of like Black Panther being part of this intergalactic war. I was like, what does he have to do with any of it? But there's a lot of like there's a lot of twists that happen through here that I wasn't expecting. So it's like it's the tail end of his run. They didn't even start with Ta-Nehisi Coates' run. They're actually collecting the Intergalactic Empire, which is how he wraps up his era. And Savage Avengers coming back with a volume 2 by Jerry Duggan. And again, using this particular character on the cover and inside the book, which just...
How do they get to do that?
Well, this was after
because I think isn't this new stuff?
Well, it's the Jerry Duggan stuff that came out a couple of years ago. So it's already been
so it's a reprint. Right? Okay.
Right. And it's not like Conan and the Savage Avengers. It's called Savage Avengers, and maybe that's how they get to do it, right? But it does feature Conan.
Well, I mean,
Conan is the star of the story. So he came to modern Marvel continuity during Avengers No Road Home, which has its own 10 numbers, but they're legacy numbered to fit into Jason Aaron's run. That primarily starred him and Scarlet Witch. And then this becomes his Avengers book, and it very much deals with Cool and Goth. Jerry Duggan is extremely, extremely reverent to the original Chris Claremont Cool and Goth story from Uncanny X-Men 190 and 191. And it's a rotating cast of Avengers. Wolverine's in a lot of it. He's not in all of it. Venom's in a lot of it. He's not in all of it. But Doctor Strange is pretty persistent through all of it. The Patrick Zurcher art on this is just unbelievable. And of course, Kev Walker, Greg Smallwood, also top tier. But this is the kind of book that I would just open up a spread and just leave it on my screen for the entire day, especially in the second half. It's a really, really fun run. You don't have to love Conan. It's just Avengers as sword and sorcery. And if that sounds cool to you, then this is a book that you will really, really love.
I love this book.
It is a good one. And X-Men Reign of X Volume 2, collecting X-Men 10 through 12 and 16 through 21. Giant Size Magneto, Giant Size Phantom X, and Giant Size Storm. They didn't collect those in that Giant Size Omnibus Peter. I stand corrected. 360 pages, $39.99. Now, Tyler, why aren't they collecting X-Men 13 through 15?
That should be the X of Swords crossover.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's a strange thing because 12 is a prelude to that crossover.
Yeah, where they find that one character.
Yeah, and then you're missing giant size X-Men Jean and Emma Frost because that is the part one story for Phantom X and then Storm.
Is that? I think that might have been in the first volume.
Okay, yeah, but okay, so you need volume 1 for this to be complete in a sense, right? Because otherwise you have 2 stories here that are the payoff of 2 stories here started in volume 1, the Mystic story and the Children of the Vault story.
Yes,
very much so.
Yeah. So, and then this one also has the Empire tie-in, the 2 issues, I think 10 and 11, I believe, the Vulcan story and the the Mutant Circuit one with Magneto and Iceman fighting those plants creatures on the moon, I think. Yeah, I believe that's the one. Yeah. And then you have 1 issue of like crossover for Hellfire Gala, the last one, 21.
But no Hellfire Gala. But maybe that's how they kick it off. Because after that, Hickman leaves, right? And this is it.
No. 21 is in the midst of Hellfire Gala, because is that issue where once again Namor basically snubbed Magneto and Xavier.
Okay.
And I think this discussion is indicative of the challenges of any time that this Hickman run on X-Men is going to get collected, which is that it was very 1 and 2 shotty. I know I've said this 100 times on this channel. That and each of the issues kind of precipitates some other storyline, or they connect to another storyline happening earlier in this series or later. It's never, there's no arc. There's no 6-issue arc. And Hickman did that deliberately to make this pick upable and also to make every issue kind of an advertisement for something that was happening elsewhere in the line. But I think that's why people are so much consternation about why they collected this and why they collected it under the headline Reign of X, which the first book wasn't even part of Reign of X, because it just doesn't, it reads kind of strangely by itself. Hickman was being a very good team player, and it was deliberately written so that you would enjoy it in the scope of the other X-Men issues. Of course, there's an omnibus, and it's Hickman, so people will buy it, but this is absolutely not how I would recommend reading this era of Krakoa. I don't know, Tyler and Max or Jess, you've read it pretty recently. I can't imagine just reading the X-Men issues. It seems very strange to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very incomplete, right, Jess?
Yeah, I'm looking. I think what you need an awful lot. I mean, Children of the Vault, that issue can stand alone, but then all the other things that you guys were talking about, they all tie into other things. You're right. They were good one shots, but they fed into the ongoing story. So I don't know that I would pick this as a book to represent X-Men at the time.
No,
Well,
I mean,
it has been released in omnibus format.
Correct.
And I think it might be out of print now. And Peter's right. There's a lot to say about that, it's Hickman, it's X-Men, it's going to sell.
Yeah.
Which is why I told Peter we need to do a Map My X on Krakoa, because there's a lot of different thoughts coming in.
It'd be the 24-hour charity stream, Omar.
It is a 24-hour stream.
That's a long one.
Yeah.
It's just so much. But, I mean, how do you do it, though? Because, you could add issues of New Mutants in here. I don't know if X of Swords is necessary. You could do, you know what I really liked is the way that they did the Grant Morrison's Batman Omnibus Volume 1, where they drew one page. I think it was Ryan Benjamin drew one page of what happened previously in Detective Comics or Nightwing.
Yeah.
And then they did, here's our part of Morrison's Batman. I thought that was really cool and a unique way to say, previously in these crossover issues. Peter has more coming knowledge than Omar. Thank you for that, Ryan. And I appreciate it.
Careful, I don't need any more strikes, Ryan.
And believe it or not, that is it. There's no Mighty Marvel Masterworks, no digest size books this month. It's just ending with this. So I guess at this time, if you live in Europe,
this book contains my favorite 2 issues of X-Men by Hickman,
what
which
are
is
they?
when it's
18 and
18
19?
and 19.
Yeah, 18 and 19,
Yeah,
Children
those
of
are
the
good.
Vault.
Those are great, but
those ones are so good.
I'm kind of just confused about the whole collecting a single line of a Krakoa title in one collection anyway. It only works for a few things. I think it works for Cable and for Hellions, but for all the other stuff, you kind of need to read the whole thing.
You need to do through lines, like what they did with the Sabretooth. So basically, this is the through line for this story. You collect one issue from here, starting from here, link into this run, and then ends in another run, because that's how some of the storyline works for this. The Children of the Vault story works kind of that way too, from Hickman's X-Men to Dugan's X-Men to the miniseries. So you need to do something like that to make sense as a collection, that you can honestly give someone, say, hey, read this, you will enjoy this story, and not worry about which title did this story comes from, because you want the whole story. You don't care about the title, I think.
Isn't that what Hickman does?
Or
for that experience, so you don't know what issue you're on, and maybe as the architect of this, that's kind of what his vision was. Yeah, I mean, he did the same thing with New Mutants. I'm actually surprised New Mutants was not collected in that omnibus. Sorry, Curtis. I know there's a little bit of a lag, so keep go on.
Or the other thing that you could do is just be more upfront in the communication in these collections about where you need to go next to read more of the story. Because if they just plainly skip issues 13 to 15 without any sort of mention of why, and that's going to be the same for any of these titles, because all of them, every single X title at the time, they led up to X of Swords by finding a sword, right? And then they don't do anything with the sword.
No, not in the main title itself. So the finding of the sword is the first half of the X of Sword, and then the tournament is the second half of X of Sword. So
that story can be removed, and it's kind of okay, but it does have some game-changing events. People die and people get married or whatever.
Whoa, more spoilers.
So for X of Sword, I really think that it should be like Excalibur leading to X of Sword, because Excalibur was the main title that did a lot of the setting up. So Excalibur,
but you could argue that X-Men also did a lot of the setting up for that.
I think there's 2 issues, and one of them is here, issue 12, and then 12. There's another issue somewhere a little bit earlier.
Ooh, this is a good conversation. So let's maybe we'll invite Tyler. He's got some strong thoughts on that.
Tyler will fight you over some X-Men mapping.
I'm okay with fighting. I'll fight.
I have. I'll show you offline later. I have a mapping that looks exactly like a data page.
Oh God, you're one of those. Okay. All right. If you live in Europe and you're interested in purchasing any of these confusing books, don't forget to check out our sponsor, Walt's Comic Shop. They have flat shipping rates of 12 euros for all EU countries. Emails answered within 24 hours, and they do have a code. Exclusive code, near mint condition, all one word at the checkout. You get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order of over 40 euros or more. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Let's take it to the beginning, and then we'll talk about what the book everybody's most excited for. Silver Surfer returns to the Spaceways omnibus. Both covers available the same day, and Fantastic Four, Doom 2099. And when I got this image, it was a really rough scan of the chromium cover, and I asked if I could wait to announce it until they cleaned it up, because it looked rough. So they were like, yeah, we'll clean it up.
Are you giving that chromium cover away too?
No, I don't have that. I don't think anybody would want the chromium cover from the 90s. Marvel May 1965 omnibus with both covers. And the giant size Marvel omnibus the Strange Academy Omnibus. Welcome back, Peter. And Annihilation coming back to print, as well as Wolverine by Jason Aaron Omnibus Volume 1 coming back to print. And Marvel Masterworks' Spectacular Spider-Man Volume 8. Marvel Masterworks Captain America Volume 1 coming back to print. Does anyone really want anything from the 90s? Oh, Phil, you know you love Venom.
I'm
Stop.
with you, Phil. Oh, sorry. Was my mic on?
You didn't like anything from the 90s. Yet you lived and tortured yourself to read all those DC Silver Age books. You're a machine.
You're the one that said I had no taste. I agree.
Okay.
I don't have any taste. You shouldn't follow me at all.
Oh my gosh, calm down. Ultimates by Dennis Camp, Volume 1. Fix the World is coming out. And the Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider, Volume 1 by Stephanie Phillips. Jess, is it your daughter from
My daughter is from the 90s.
Okay, wait a second. Can I permaban
Oasis
somebody
was
for bringing
in the
up
90s.
Oasis?
That's a good point. Daughter and Oasis.
I wish I could put Oasis and Nickelback in the same giant blender and just hit the pulse button every few seconds.
Wow.
Venom Separation Anxiety, which is the new series with that beautiful cover right there, which is, as Curtis explained, an homage to the Web of Spider-Man #1 from Charles Vess. Hellverine Resurrection, who apparently is another character that Tyler did not spoil. Thank you for that, Tyler. Django Fett
Peter recommended
is the beautiful artwork by Luke Ross. Oasis is my favorite band of all time. Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
That's
what?
everybody is entitled to their
What is
opinion.
Peter freaking Frick. Isn't it time for you to go put syrup on your kids' pancakes or something? What's happening here?
Look, there's 213 Beatles songs that you could be listening to every time instead of putting on the Oasis record.
And here, okay, look,
Don't
I
throw
just
the
like to
Beatles
say
at me.
that everybody's entitled to their opinion. You know, everybody likes something different. Starring Spider-Man Epic Collection, Volume 13, Captain America Epic Collection, The Suspirious Stratagem, Books of Doom, coming back to print in trade paperback format with that beautiful Alex Ross come. Ryan is Nickelback. Everybody is entitled to their opinion except for Ryan Wilson. He does not get one. I'm sorry,
That is crazy.
Ryan. Omar being the grown-up, breaking up a fight, thumbs down. Hey! Can't even do that right. Marvel 2-in-1, Epic Collection Volume 3. Bendis' X-Men over Garbage Claremont. And see, I don't know why Warren is still alive. X Factor Epic, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Wrecking Havoc and X-Force Toy Soldiers. And Blade Epic Collection with Andy, inked by Adam Kubert. And Captain America Black Panther Flags of Our Fathers, trade paperback, Daredevil Modern Era Epic Collection Volume 4, King of Hell's Kitchen, and Daredevil Mayor Fisk, trade paperback, Black Panther Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda by Ta-Nehisi Coates. It's a big thickie. And Savage Avengers Volume 2. X-Men, Reign of X by Jonathan Hickman, Volume 2. All right. So what is the #1 book everybody is excited for? I'm going to let my panel go first, and then we'll look at the chat and see what everybody's excited for. Tyler, you're new here. This is your first time here. What's your channel again? What's the name of your channel, buddy?
You Know Who Expose.
Okay. Are you guys, please don't argue in the chat with how many records sold. Because I don't have any answers to that. Keep it nice, everybody. Despite of how you feel about Oasis, Nickelback, and the New Warriors out there. I can't believe I just put all those three in the same sentence. Thank you all. All right. Tyler, what's the one book you're most excited for, buddy?
Strange Academy.
Strange Academy. Good choice.
Yeah.
Why is that? Have you read it? Are you a
Yes,
fan of it?
I've read everything. I didn't really read the Soft for X 3-parter because it's not written by the original Scotty Young. But
Okay.
I read everything, including the Death of Doctor Strange tie-in. And I think for me, it goes to show that a book can be entertaining without world-ending events like every few months. It's very complete. It's very consistent. I mean, there are more stories, of course, because it didn't really end. And there are threads that needs to be tied up. But as it is, the 24 issues, and hopefully we get the Death of Doctor Strange tie-in included. Is a good book to have.
And I think that makes sense. That's why I felt really comfortable with like those additions that people were asking for, even though Peter and I talked about how they take place really after the main series, with a couple of exceptions. Because this isn't called Strange Academy by Scotty Young and Humberto Ramos, even though they are the creators of the book. It's just called Strange Academy. So maybe they'll say yes. I don't know. We'll see. Good choice though. I think it's a wonderful series. What about you, Max?
Well, there's
Oasis or
quite a lot of-
Nickelback?
uh,
I'm just kidding. We're not opening that door.
Blur.
What? Ooh, Blur.
Blur.
Look at you.
This
Joy.
is a pretty hard one because there's a lot of good books in here. Several that I'm going to pick up. I really like the Wolverine one because he has the cover with the motorcycle, which makes him look like some kind of cyborg centaur. And I just enjoyed it for humorous purposes.
The cyborg centaur. I was thinking it makes him look like a beer drinking, beer tossing in your lawn type of macho dude.
He throws motor oil on your lawn. I can't choose between two of them. I'm either going with the X-Force epic because I collected line, or the Treasury black, white, and red because I collect that line as well. I'm definitely getting that.
When you say you collect that line, you collect the X-Force line, or do you collect the epic line in general?
Well, I just to stop myself from becoming homeless, I decided that certain lines I would only collect in certain formats. And I collect a few in epics, and that's X-Force is one of them, along with New Mutants and Amazing Spider-Man and Doctor Strange.
Okay, gotcha. Well, that is spoken like a true Blur fan. Omni Dog, what about you? Responsible or not? What are you most excited for, buddy?
I'll take Blur, and I'm looking forward to giving away these dopey digest-sized Strange Academies that should have never come out in this small form. Okay, I get it. They're good for young readers. I'll give them away to a young reader.
Do you and Patty do you guys still do trick or treating?
We don't go trick or treating ourselves anymore, but
do you give away things like candy and stuff?
Yeah. You think I should give this away?
I've actually given away a lot of the digest sized books to trick or treaters, the ones that are interested in comics, right? And I've never had a parent come back going, "Why did you give my son this devil worshipping Strange Academy?"
That's what I'd be afraid of. I love.
You gotta stay and be like, "It wasn't me. Must have been somebody else at this old people's home."
I'm already known in this neighborhood for comic books. It would definitely come back to me. I'm excited to see that art in oversized form. Tyler's spot on in how great the story is. It's really consequential without throwing in events all the time. But I think the book I'm most excited about, because I have never read it and have heard great things about it, is Doom 2099 with the side serving of Fantastic Four.
The side serving. All right. Which takes us to Curtis. What are you most excited for? Which epic collection, my friend?
Well, I am torn between wanting to dive into the Midnight Suns era. So the Blade epic collection looks great, but then I've really loved the beginning of Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Malev's Daredevil. So I'm really looking forward to reading more of that story too.
Okay. Oh, you hadn't read it before.
That one right there. I had only read like the first dozen or so issues, and so I've never read it to the very end. So once we
You
get to
haven't
this
read
volume
the
4,
Bendis run till the very end?
that's right, I have not.
I actually have given away already a bunch of those, thanks to my buddy Bruce, Trouble. And I will also be giving more away for not just like these amazing covers that Marvel sent me, but also copies of Revenge of the Fallen that was sent to me by somebody that claims it was not Bruce, although I still think it was him.
Oh, I thought you used Trouble to give away to the people who get banned from the chat.
really should. Really should, but I've packed it in so much, and I've gotten emails going, "Did you mean to send me this? What is this?" So I'm like, "Oh, enjoy." Because I think it was with ROM. Whenever I gave away ROM 2, I can't remember who it was, but somebody emailed me. They were like, "I think you missed, like you accidentally put an extra couple of books in here, and one of them was this hardcover. It looks nice." And I was like, "Oh man, you're in for a treat if you've not read that. It's almost just as good as ROM." All right. Peter, what's the book you're most excited for?
I, like Curtis, am torn between two of the epic collections, and I actually share one of the choices, which is the Blade epic. That period is one of the most under reprinted groups of books of 90s Marvel. I think there's a lot of fun to be had with Night Stalkers. I'm really interested to see that epic line get to volume 3. So that is probably the one that I'd like sit down and read immediately, because I have the singles, but I've never had it in a collection before. But I love that X Factor era, and that again is picking up things that have never been collected before. And I love when we get uncollected X-Men. There's not a lot of it left, so it's always a pretty big deal when we get an epic that collects X-Men that has never been collected before, which is why that X Factor epic also is on my list of faves from this book.
The X Factor epic is one that I'm excited for too. It's really good issues, and this is the tail end of my era of collecting comics. So I left with Onslaught. So when I came back to comics, I remember like getting excited over these issues. My brother was actually still collecting X Factor because of Jeff Matsuda. And then later on, he got his what was that comic he had? Kaboom, I think. It was over at Cliffhanger with Joe Madureira. But anyway, yeah, this is a good one. And I love the fact that they were trying to make Sabretooth the character that he was in Age of Apocalypse by giving him the Wild Child sidekick, because he also ends up joining the team. So does Aurora, doesn't she? And for me, I'm gonna go with
what do you want?
Doom, baby. I've been wanting this for years. And yes, it is Fantastic Four Doom, but oh man, it's Doom, baby. It's so Doom. I mean, it was close. It was either this or Silver Surfer, because that's been over a decade coming. It's been over a decade since that Lonely volume has come out, and but Doom,
the full thing.
Yeah, this is everything.
So
outside of those
for someone who has not read Doom 2099, right, and is an X fan like me, how would you pitch this book?
So unlike the rest of the characters that have shown up in the 2099 universe, there is a little bit of a twist that's revealed in the first issue.
Spoil it for us, Omar.
I'm not going to do that. There's a lot of people that haven't done it.
It's the first issue.
It happens in the first issue. I know, but you know how many people would be pissed off if I spoil the movie? I'm never going to read comics again. Thanks a lot, jerk. Which
how are you supposed to sell it? Trust me, there's a twist.
So there's a twist in issue 1. Okay.
There is a good twist. The pitch is good, but you know what? I think even the solicitations may spoil it.
Let's read it.
Just dance around it. Hints at it. Tease us.
Okay.
Is he really the Punisher?
Dr. Doom. That's actually one of the twists in the 2099 stories, that who you think you're reading about is actually somebody else, but that's another book. You know how Doom created this machine that's able to take him places and stuff, like our Doom 616. Well, that said machine is used in this comic book. So
okay,
there you go. There you go. There's your little bit of a twist.
You can go ahead and spoil it, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
He uses a blender.
Oh,
okay.
The blender that you put Nickelback and Oasis in?
Yes. Yes. Oh man, I am Doctor Doom. That's something he would do. Bring me Oasis and Nickelback. Let's see what people are most excited for here. I'm gonna go ahead and start clicking on comments and end this. Let me go back a little bit. I think this is the Silver Surfer right here. All right, so we're going with Silver Surfer. That's a good choice. Too many to choose from. I would be most excited for Silver Surfer Omni if it didn't have all of it in Epic Collection already. A strike forward, Curtis. Silver Surfer, Doctor Doom, Marvel 2-in-1 is my pick. Of course it is.
Plus one.
No Venom in that. Darth Maul, black, white, and red, of course. Nickelback is better than New Warriors. Okay.
That's an opinion.
That is not
a dork. Nice.
Strange Academy for me. Doom 2099, and Silver Surfer Omnis. Omar's getting very old. Tyler was on the Deadpool Evergreen stream. Yeah, he was, but this is his first time.
But he's never been on Solicitations.
This is Marvel
previews, James. But I am getting very old. Thank you for that reminder, James. Marvel Masterworks Spectacular Spider-Man Volume 8. Marvel 2-in-1. Silver Surfer is a win, or W. Thank you, John. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Night Stalkers, we need more stuff from the Midnight Suns.
Yes.
Of Doom, Silver Surfer, The Return of the Spaceways, Annihilation, Omnibus. Would I like the latter two if I'm generally not a fan of cosmic stories outside of Fantastic Four? Annihilation is like a war story. It's told through like war journals, so it doesn't really read like a cosmic story outside of the miniseries that, of course, build it up. Silver Surfer, however, is very
there's a big war in Silver Surfer as well.
Yeah, but that one, but it is very Marvel cosmic-y, like, especially the beginning of Steve Englehart's run. But it is Surfer going like Surfer's like deuces Galactus, and he's free, right? He's free to roam the spaceways. So
he faces off against all of the elders of the universe at the very beginning, and then there's a big cosmic war in the second half.
So Night Stalkers, we need more stuff. Books of Doom, Strange Academy, including the thus far excluded minis and one-shots. Knock on wood. Put me down for Doom 2099, Star Wars, and Blade. Nothing. Also, Nickelback is Connor McDavid favorite band. Okay. Well,
who's Connor McDavid?
Max, who's Connor McDavid?
Lead singer of Oasis.
No,
he's not.
Misinfo.
I don't think that's right, but I'm not here to argue because I don't think I know.
I like how quickly you pulled that out, though, Curtis. That was great.
You're back in. We're both in my top 10, but I bought 4 Silver Surfer epics a week before the Omni was announced. So Doom 2099, Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider, Venom, Strange Academy, and Wolverine reprint for me. FF Doom 2099. Without Blur, we wouldn't. I think like Josh is having his own conversation. Without Blur, we wouldn't have the Gorillas. Omar, do tell Marvel if they decided to add what we've asked for to a book, or do you just have to wait? Oh, I have to wait sometimes. Sometimes they get back to me because when I emailed them, it's different teams. So they don't really have the time to get back to me. Sometimes, seriously, sometimes they say yes, and sometimes they're like, we know what we're doing. Who's this guy? Working collecting. What does he have? A YouTube channel? Nickelback was on the Spider-Man soundtrack. What do you have against Spider-Man? Nickelback was my reason why I gave that movie a 9.5 instead of a 10. Oh, wait, and so was Macy. Macy was in that movie too. Maybe that's also part. So it was a 9.3. Trouble over Claremont, X-Men, and why is Warren allowed to talk? Like this freedom of speech nonsense. I'll listen to Nickelback for one of those covers. Does Jess have young viewers? That is a question. I don't know. I like Oasis, but Oasis. Why am I reading these? What books do you all want? I don't care about Oasis.
You need to read the comments before you click on them.
Thank you.
Everybody's a young viewer compared to me.
I'm also excited for Annihilation to sell, so there's hope for a Conquest reprint. I just got Sean Austin's Toy Soldiers joke from way early.
Oh, that was like an hour and a half ago.
I love Toy Stories. Not only did it have him, it had Will Wheaton, didn't it? Will Wheaton was also in that movie. Oh yes, and I do have a bunch of Madam Web DVDs that I'll be sneaking into the giveaway as well.
Oh, I'll take one of those. I want to watch that.
What is wrong with you? Bendis Daredevil might be the only one I would be considered better than Miller's run.
Whoa.
That's from Jason, who liked Nickelback or Oasis. I can't remember. Revenge of the Fallen is good, Omar. The Forest Fight. Yeah, plus, no, it's not. Peter Cullen did the voice. No, it's not. Revenge of the You and Ryan can start a YouTube channel called Worst Taste in Movies. All right, let's see here. Anybody else? Is anybody else talking about? But those dumb mud. Yes, thank you. Somebody agrees. Okay, I think that's it. I think. All right. Is it now? People are trying to give away what's happening in Doom 2099. Somebody did a lot of Wikipedia research. Strange Academy. Thank you, Brian, for bringing it back, and Mr. Awesome and Phenomenal AC. Strange Academy. Silver Surfer. I gotta go take out the garbage real quick. Can y'all go back to talking to X-Men so I don't miss anything important?
Zingy, zingy.
I don't know if we'll be getting an X-Force by Percy hardcover volume 4 because we're getting that Sabretooth War, which is collecting missing issues.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what they did with Avengers by Jason Aaron. We didn't get the final volume. We're getting the Avengers Forever. Is it Avengers Forever Omnibus? I think it's what it's called. Yeah, it is. It is. Let me see. Without Oasis and Nickelback, we wouldn't have headaches. God bless you, Phil. Oh, Bart's here. Oh man, I bet she loves Oasis and Nickelback. Isn't Bar the youngest or Noir Wolf? Wait, I've met Noir Wolf. I don't think Noir Wolf is that young. Academy of the Strange, Silver Surfer, Doom, and Marvel 2-in-1. Is it just me or is Peter looking extra beautiful today?
Oh.
Oh, Bar.
Bar getting on my good side, so I agree with
what
her.
does she want? What does she want? Tyler, did you enjoy yourself, buddy? Did you have fun talking comics with us?
Yeah, I always have fun talking comics with you guys.
Oh
the
man,
experts.
you're always welcome back. Just keep it to comics. Don't try to segue into talks about Oasis or Nickelback.
Yeah, Tyler, don't derail it like that.
But I grew up in Asia. I don't have the best taste in music because I like ballads. Ask any Asians, they love ballads. Well, they grew up in Asia, not Asians in America. That's different. But you ask any Asians in they grew up in Asia, they love ballads and only ballads.
Okay. Modern age. Because now the pop music is different.
Yeah, now it's different. But like my time, which is a little bit younger than Jess's time, we listen to ballads all the time.
Now you got people like Jess that listen to BTS. So it's kind of like
Jess is having a brat summer. I got him to listen to Chapel Roan, I think.
I've got 2 weeks left in my brat.
Wait a minute, you introduced Jess to Chapel Roan.
Good Luck Babe is pretty much a Kate Bush song. Let's be real.
I listened to it. I'm into it.
Was I right, Kate Bush?
Yeah, and then Amazon played Billie Eilish for me, Lunch, and I totally dug that. So now I'm listening to Billie Eilish too, besides Chapel Roan. You created a monster here, Peter.
Music keeps us young, man. We always need new sounds in our ears and new perspectives and new music.
Fully bratted out till at least mid-September.
My brother keeps me up with music, and like he wanted to go see Chapel a few years ago before I even knew.
Oh, because she's from your hood, kinda.
Sorta, not really.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know who that is. Show me a couple of songs, and I was like, all right, this is all right. This is all right. But man, she is just blown up now. So good for her. Good for her. I only listen to podcasts now. Hey, baby, you come over here and say hi. We're done with the show. I mean, we're still recording. But how do you feel about Oasis and Nickelback making a comeback? Or would you rather see a Fred Durst and Corey Feldman concert?
Corey
Wonderwall,
baby.
Kill me now. God.
What are you guys talking about? I didn't know you had a show. Marvel comic previews. This nerds.
Really? Your Wonderwall talk. Champagne
Well,
supernova.
I tell you what. I took Stu to the library today and I said, open up that Marvel encyclopedia. Any random page. Let me see if I can name the characters.
So were they giving you a description?
No, I just looked at the pictures. I was like, okay, no, there was some I didn't know. I was like, oh, I don't know who that guy is.
Watches Wolverine and Deadpool and thinks she knows it all now.
He randomly flipped a cable. I was like, oh, he's my new favorite character.
Thank you. Chaperone better than Oasis.
I mean, that's easy. That's an easy call.
Ew, Wonderwall. Yeah, I know, and I married her, right? What the heck? That's such a mid answer. Is that what they call it? Mid? How was your day at work? Good?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right, everybody. I just want to thank everyone for joining me today. And thank you all so much for watching. And check out cheapgraphicnovels.com. Remember, we are going to have a giveaway on September 7th. And we'll be sneaking in these amazing covers for every person that wins. I told them that you already took like the Venom one. Although Dazzler,
I took this one too.
Dazzler,
That's a good one.
Oh,
Peter wants Dazzler and Jess wants She-Hulk. So when I see them,
Dazzler one?
yeah, it's her first appearance. But anyway, come back for that. That is September 7th. We kick in. Oh, don't you? No, we're not. That one stays behind me.
Ooh, the first Jim Lee one.
Yeah, it's 268.
Yep,
That's when they announced that he was going to be the new ongoing artist.
Correct.
On X-Men.
but
Yeah.
I mean, I like the 269 better. The cover.
Oh, with Rogue and Captain Marvel? Or I'm sorry, Miss
Magneto.
Marvel at the time. Miss Marvel. Not Captain
Yeah,
Marvel. That's a good
they're
one.
fighting sort of
Mhm.
that one. Yeah.
I took the staples out of my issue of 269 because I traced every single page back when I thought maybe I would be able to draw one day. Spoilers, that did not happen for me.
Oh, that's fun.
But look at you now. You're here. And if you had been an artist, you would have been all snooty and like, I don't want to talk to
Oh,
this.
yeah, 'cause I'm definitely not snooty about art.
Look at that one. That's a Joe
Yeah.
Quesada.
That's beautiful.
Phoenix.
That one's not showing on the flash.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, but
I'm just
everybody
looking at the
knows to
background.
come back and thank you to my panel. Now, before we leave, tell everybody a little bit about yourselves and where people can find you. Tyler, kick it off, buddy.
All right. I'm Tyler. I have hot takes which people don't agree with, like Stan Lee is a bad writer. I have my own YouTube channel. You can find me easily with that at UXPOSE. That's also you can use that to find the YouTube channel as well. And that's it. On to Max.
Wow, look at you, a pro, passing on the baton. Go ahead, Max.
Hi. I am Max. I read books. I dress like the books I read. I'm also a musician. People pay me to make sounds. I'm quite literally a white noise machine. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Omnidog from Omnidog's Vault on YouTube, Omnidogs_Vault on Instagram. Saturday, Crime Corner with Bunk at 1:00, where we're going to be discussing Blackwater Lilies, among other books. And then at 5:00 is my live collected editions show with Webhead and Dom of X. That's Omnidog's Vault. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna have to get that. I'm gonna have to look at that and see if I can approve that appearance. So.
Hey, it's already been approved by his parents, and you're not one of them.
Yeah, but he didn't sign a contract with his parents. All right, and to my right is that's my wife and Peter. Peter, who are you?
Well, I'm a Virgo, so it's my season. And I am Crisis with a K. I love comic books and music, and I talk about them on the internet at crushingcrisis.com with a K, which celebrated its 24th anniversary this week, and I'm in the process of updating every one of my 150 50 Marvel Comics guides right now. I'm about 50 deep into bringing them up to date to all of the newest releases, including things in this catalog, as well as omnibuses already announced for next year. I will be back on this channel in just a couple of weeks to talk about our next Evergreen show. And before then, I will be on Adorable Omnidog's channel. It's the only other place my contract allows me to appear to jam on comics and music with our good friend, Freddie.
Nice.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
It's a long time, my friend.
Wow.
And last but certainly not least,
My name is Curtis, and you can find me everywhere. Just look for Epic Collections and Epic Marvel Podcast. I also will be on Jess's show.
That's
in the
right.
coming weeks. So he's a busy guy, very popular.
You're still. What am I, the talent search, and then you get to steal everybody, Jess?
October 19th. October 19th. It's in our contract now. I've got him down. October 19th.
Just throw words out
Saturdays
there.
in the back, Gabe.
That's not the way it works.
Saturdays. Have your daughter sing it to you, Omar.
Oh, she's got another song. Please stop. Please stop. I'm getting nauseous. All right. I'd rather listen to that than Oasis. That's how bad Oasis is. Everybody have a good day, afternoon, and evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching. Smash that like button on the way out. Stay healthy and safe. And we are out of here. Have a good one, everybody.